All right, so I forgot the GoPro today, so we're on the old smartphone. But we got a good amount of HVAC tin that this local company has been dropping off. And most of the time it's just, like I said, this sheet tin. Occasionally there's an electric motor in it, but the other day they dropped this off, a nice whole unit. I already took the tin off, but this is just a once in a while thing. It's not every time. They normally take the coils for themselves and give me what's left over. But we got a load starting here. Got old lawnmower on there with some of the tin. And to just show you real quick the kind of stuff they leave me. Like there's an electric motor right there. Nice, they left that for me. Most of the time they'll always leave the electric motors on the fans, the top of the units. That's one of the sealed units, and they left a good amount of copper on that. And here's another fan motor they left. Another sealed unit here with a little bit of copper and brass. And a couple more fan motors. So, for anybody that was curious, I think Dumpster Jerry had asked me what kind of stuff they drop off, or somebody asked me that, so sorry I can't remember who. But this is about it. Like I said, most of it's just tin, but there's a little bit of Inconel in some of them. And these are transformers that I took out already, and probably a pound of Inconel there. So I'm gonna start breaking this down, and hopefully we'll be able to fill the truck and make a run today. So after you get all your wire, nice little bucket of number 2 there. After you get all your wire out of the way, you can go ahead and take this whole plate off and get to your Inconel. Magnetic tip. And it should pull out just like that, and just like that. That right there is at least another pound of Inconel, which is $1 a pound. Pretty nice. Alright, so the other day, or a couple weeks ago by now, I noticed that Scrap Vulture made a video on these. I'll try to get a shadow there. It's they're a pair of cable cutters for like electric companies, stuff like that. He's got a huge set. Mine aren't that big, but they'll cut 1¼ inch pipe. And just like his video, I mean, they're the best thing for cutting copper, man. You don't need an extension cord and a Sawzall. You don't need nothing. I mean, it just cuts right through it fairly easy. And you can separate your number 1 and number 2 very efficiently and quickly. Couple snips here and there. There's a solder joint right here, so we'll cut above that. That piece will be number 1. Cut below the solder joint for number 2. And the third joint here, that's another piece of number 1. Snip that off. Little solder joint number 2. And of course, because I'm making a video, it won't come out. There it is. But then you get yourself a nice heavy piece of brass. Throw that in with your mixed brass, and then just continue on cutting. And you got this little piece here. This piece is actually brass, copper, and copper. So I'll cut the copper off both and put this piece in the mixed brass. So, but either way, these lineman cutters, or line cutters, whatever you want to call them, they're really handy, really fast, and you can just, like I said, you got 3 pieces of number 1 here, and 2 little solder joints for number 2. So, good deal. These little pieces here that they throw in are probably one of my favorite. They got, I wouldn't say a pound of number 2 insulated on them of wire, but that's really nice. And then there's always a little transformer in there you can take out. They're 10 cents a pound, but just want to throw that in there, that I really enjoy those. Now, of course, you could just throw the whole thing right in the truck and let it go, but it's worth cutting this little bit of wire off in that transformer. And there's probably 8 or 10 in this pile. There's another little cluster here of wires. There should be a transformer hiding down there somewhere, right there, that label. And then this one has Inconel as well. So pretty cool stuff. And then all this tin is so nice and flat, like all these, the steel that surrounds the ACRs and the household units. I mean, you can really just throw it in there. It lays flat, stacks pretty flat. Like all that stuff in there is nice and flat. The lawnmower is kind of messing up the deal, but just wanted to add that in there. Really nice when everything can lay flat and get the most for your money in one trip. The infamous Badger made a celebrity appearance today while I was breaking this stuff down in the hot weather. You can go ahead and mash all my whatever they are, those HVAC boxes, mashing them good and flat. Already got most of them done. Badger's mad because we haven't been working either. Got a little scrap pickup to do from the HVAC company up the road. Lost you there. Good to go. A couple little sealed units in case you didn't see. Good amount of copper on them. Squirrel cage blower with electric motor. And that one's got a little more Inconel in it. Alright, so we got everything broke down. I got everything broke down, I should say. Truck's pretty much loaded. We'll run that down. My dad might do it, so I might miss the video on that. But got the rest of got the ACR, the one big ACR up there. 2 buckets of #1 copper. A little bit of #2 in there. Insulated wire. Sealed units, and the electric motors are up front. And I got a nice wad of Inconel here. Got to be at least 4 pounds of that. And I got my mixed brass, and I just threw the transformers in there as well. I'll separate it when I get to the yard. Got a little piece of clean sheet aluminum, a little bit of dirty aluminum, and then the 2 ends off of the ACR. Those ends are steel. If you cut them off, you get a much better price. So we're gonna run it down now and see what I get. problem, my man. What's up, hey? So what you do, like HVAC, right? No, I got a bunch of different companies that bring all their tin shit, and they'll leave these fan motors in the top of the AC. You know what I mean? You pick the worst weekend to go up, right? All right, so the total for everything I broke down this morning was $227. There's all the weigh and pays. You can pause it and read it yourself. And that's about it. Not too bad for somebody else's leftovers.